if you were if a newcomer person came to church, what would they be able to see about the way things are going, if it's legalistic or not?
I don't know if you would notice some things from point one.
Okay.
Because I think it'd probably take you a while to see the culture of the church and to hear the pastor preach enough to know is this church legalistic or not, right? Because you may come in on a Sunday and they're hitting on a specific topic, right? Mm-hmm. They're addressing a specific topic because whether the pastor feels led to, whether it's just been an issue in the church, whatever, they're dealing with a specific thing. And it may come across as, ooh, that's kind of legalistic. That's very, but maybe they're just addressing a specific issue because it's been going on in the church. And so I'd want to give it like several weeks. Like, is that just the norm or is that like a one-off thing? Or maybe they're just really passionate about one particular subject, but they're not legalistic about all this stuff, but just maybe one thing, because we all kind of have our bents of things that we tend to draw lines at a little closer. And so is it that one-off thing, or is it like every week I'm coming back and they're that way? And
I don't have any lines. I'm the best.
You're the best.
Mm-hmm.
No, but you're always wanting lines.
That's true.
So I'm not sure what that is within you.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you want to be legalistic.
I don't know. I don't get it.
You don't get yourself?
I don't get it. Because I feel like all the line questions that I've asked you were about actual sins.
Sure.
And not stupid shit like R-rated movies.
Okay. All right.
That's why I'm not asking you for a line with the R-rated movies or what type of music to listen to, because I decided a long time ago that all those lines are dumb.
Okay. Okay.
After I heard the Shrek sermon for 30 minutes, I was like,
okay.
I guess I'm not going to have any line. If you tell me there's a line somewhere, I'm not going to have it. On dumb things.
On dumb things. Okay. Well, I do think there probably has to be some sense, though, of, hey, this is probably not watching this, listening to this, maybe not be the most Jesus thing for me to do.
I mean, maybe.
Okay. Consider it. But I think if you're going into a church, getting back to your question.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay. I think you're just going to have to kind of be there for a minute. You're going to have to kind of discover, like, all right, what is the culture of the church? What are they preaching on? Is it controlling? Is it manipulative? Is it not? Are they really hammering away at some really kind of like extra biblical stuff? And that seems to be like what they're always talking about. Mm-hmm. Is there a balance between, hey, we're calling you to love, but we're also being honest about sin? Is there a balance there? And so I think it would probably take a little bit of time to really discern if that church is quote unquote legalistic or not.
Seems like a lot of work.
I don't think it's going to take too long. I mean,
okay.
But in other words, I wouldn't want anyone to judge. Like, I would not want anyone to judge our church from coming in on just one Sunday. That's all I'm saying. One way or the other, I wouldn't want to be judged just on one Sunday, because you're not getting a full enough picture of who the church is from just a one Sunday, kind of one Sunday visit, if you were.
That's why I don't get why, like, the church, like, say you have like a church member specific Sunday service where it's not like an actual sermon, and like, these people got back from a missions trip, let's hear them talk about it. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't actually, like, if someone new came in,
right,
it's like, well, why did I come this week? Like,
yeah.
I'm not getting to know anything about anything, just listening to what these people did. I never understood that, why the leadership would do that on a Sunday morning instead of having a special come here about the missions trip thing or something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I see it both ways.
Okay.
Like I understand like where you're coming from and the idea of like a visitor coming and that's what they're exposed to.
Mhm.
But then I also see it from the perspective of, hey, this is what we did together as a church family.
Oh, okay.
So we need to share about it.
Mhm.
And so I tend to kind of fall on that side. Like, hey, because I don't view church on a Sunday morning as just for the visitor.
Right. Okay.
It's for the church family to
Mhm.
gather together. And so sometimes the church family gathered together needs to hear about what's going on, like what just happened in missions. And you're probably right that it doesn't need to be the only thing. Like we just shared, for example, this last Sunday about, we just came back from a mission trip. We had someone share about it, but that wasn't the whole, like I still preached as well.
Mhm.
So maybe that's the balance there. Because I understand someone coming in, but then I also know people who actually started going to churches because they were passionate about missions, came in the first Sunday, someone was talking about missions, and they're like, oh, this is awesome.
Mhm.
So like, I've seen it go both ways. And then other people be like, oh, that was the same thing you just said. Wow, this Sunday? Why did I come this Sunday? That was boring. It's boring because there's no connection to it.
What country did they go to?
Right. And what did they do? And
Yeah.
why were they there?
Yeah.
Right. So I
Built one hut, a whole trip for one hut.
Yeah. And so I understand all that. So, but I do think for any church, if you're coming into it and get to know the pastor, get to know a little bit, ask questions, and if there's things you're concerned about, bring them up quickly and you'll probably find out some things. So.
What is your stance on Van Halen?
Well, that'd be one way to get some answers
Yeah.
pretty quick, to be honest with you. So